Show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Utah Jazz at Energy Solutions Arena. And for Utah, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. Hey, we'll be keeping an eye on Andre Drummond tonight. 9th overall pick back in 2012 out of UConn. Shaq, he's still a very young big with a lot of room to grow.
He's an incredible offensive and defensive rebounder, Ernie. One of the hardest box-out assignments in the league since Dennis Rodman.
You know what, though? Last year he started taking some shots outside of the paint, which was surprising but good. Opened up his game a little bit, but he's best when he's finishing at the rim.
That'll wrap it up for now. Let's go courtside, and we'll see you later.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner.
The Jazz look to take charge at Energy Solutions Arena here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And we're going to bring it to you live. And for the Jazz. And Detroit with a change here, too. Meeks is checked in. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. On the floor for Detroit, Jennings runs the point with Jackson flanking him. Jody Meeks out there with Manajunas, and it's Drummond in at the 5 spot.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Exum kicks to Freak. Pass to Gobert. He feeds it to Favors. And that misses. That would have put him up. Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to Oklahoma City.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the strike clearly had an impact on that game.
Looking now at the numbers for Jackson. This past month, he's really set himself apart. He's putting up 13 points a game, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
You know, the scheme just seems to run much more smoothly when he's in the game because he knows where everybody is at all times.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Booker, he's checked in for Favors. And Trey Burke subbed in for Dante Exum. Then for the Pistons, Pachulia. He's checked in for Andre Drummond. Ilyasova comes in for Manajunas. And Lee's subbed in for Jackson. And he gets it to go. Meeks got 5 now.
Boy, you got to love that nice assist by Jennings.
Burke, the pass to Freak. To the inside. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Jennings. And now the fast break. Meeks with the ball. Count that one.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Now here's Burke. He's guarded by Jennings. Gobert dishes to Freak and stolen by Jennings. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he'll go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the Jazz making a change here. Isles checked in. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Can they get it? That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Isles got his first points in this one.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work him over the rest of the game.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
And that one's good.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Outside Jennings for 3. Again, Jennings missing. Jazz trail by 4. Hayward kicks to Freak. Banked in off the glass. Freak's got 6.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
Here's Lee. Hits the outside fadeaway.
That was a beautiful fadeaway. Knocked it down with the defender right in his grill.
Burke kicks to Booker. Hayward passes to Lyles, and the shot is good. Lyles got his second basket of the night.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Jennings can't get it to go.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
And all right. Either team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Ilyasova comes in for Moniunas, and it's Jennings in for Lee. Burks the off guard with Hayward at the 3. Favors is out there with Lyles, and it's Freak in at the 1 spot. That's the group right now for Utah. Burks dishes to Freak, and taken away by Johnson. To the middle, here's Jackson, and the rejection by Favors. The dish to Freak, outside Favors. Jazz passing it around. Favors with the screen. Freak passes to Lyles. 6 on the shot clock. Hayward kicks to Freak. And it's good. Off through contact, it's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Trey Burks checked in for the Jazz. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Pistons. Jody Meeks comes in for Reggie Jackson. Jennings dishes to Ilyasova. Johnson, the pass to Ilyasova.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half. As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Well, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Freak with it. Johnson's there. Misses in close.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Jennings.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
And these are his second and third free throws tonight.
And with his percentage at 87, he's done just about everything they could have asked when it comes to free throw shooting.
You know, one thing about getting going at the free throw line like he has this season, it can continue to carry over.
And the pass to Lyles. Kicks it to Hayward. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Jennings kicks to Pachulia. And here is our 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's toughest defensive teams over the course of the last 10 games. The Jazz, number 1.
The teams they've faced over the last 10 have to be wondering how long this brutal defense is going to last. There's no let-up in these teams. They play with tenacity throughout.
To the middle, tipped away. Pachulia with the steal. Pass to Jennings. To the left wing. Here's Ilyasova. Detroit, no good that time either.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Burke kicks to Freak. Hayward dishes to Freak. 26 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. And he gets the bucket.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range. So I'd have to agree with you, partner.
And the rejection by Favors. They recover it. Meeks, good. Now here's Burke. He's tightly guarded. Isles passes to Hayward. Here's Freak. Got it off in time, but it's no good. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Pistons lead by 7. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Lyles checked in for Gobert. Booker comes in for Derek Favors. Freaks checked in for Burks. And Trey Burke subbed in for Exum. And a different look here for the Pistons. Pachulia, he's checked in for Drummond. Ilyasova comes in for Moniunas. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Johnson. And it's Jody Meeks in for Brandon Jennings. On the floor for Detroit, Jackson is out there with Jody Meeks. Then it's Lee. Then there's Pachulia. And it's Ilyasova in at the 4 spot. Jackson kicks to Ilyasova. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And the Pistons lead by 1. Utah's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Hayward, who's in. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not. But sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. At the line for 2. He hits both from the stripe. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Outside Jackson. No luck. So Utah will take it the other way. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. And you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
And Ilyasova kicks to Meeks, and the shot is good. Meeks got 9.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
Hayward dishes to Freak, and a missed layup.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Now Jackson. 14 points for him. He dishes it to Meeks. Offensive rebound. Off the mark. And as we conclude the third quarter, what a game, neither team giving ground. It's the Jazz. They lead by 1. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far.
Substitution on the court.
23 seconds left in the fourth. And it's Utah's ball. Well, for the Jazz, they can just run out the clock. Freak, he's in at shooting guard. Isles out there with Favors. Then there's Trey Burke. And it's Henderson in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Drummond passes to Jennings. And Baines kicks to Jennings. And so it's Utah with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, and they got pushed down the stretch, but they did what they needed to do and held their ground when it mattered most and got the W.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Derek Favors. He had an outstanding fourth quarter where he really shined, pouring it on heavy down the stretch.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.